Okay, in this lesson, let's talk about some of the different file formats that we can use on the web for our graphics and decisions to make on which ones are best for which situation. So I have listed here on this particular document, and by the way, I'm in the Lesson 6 folder and I'm in a file called Chapter 6 Graphics. It's a PDF, so you're going to want to open it with either Adobe Acrobat or the free Adobe Reader. So these are the three main types of images that we use on the web. We have JPEG, we have GIF, and we have PNG. So the JPEG, let's talk about that one first and some of the pluses and minuses of it. JPEG stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group. That's great information to have if you're ever at a Photoshop trivia party like I am. RGB is the color space that we're using. It has a possible 16.7 million colors, so you can get really rich color with a JPEG. It's a good choice for continuous tone images, and what we mean by that are images like photographs that have a lot of variations between colors. So gradients and just, so many different shades here as opposed to a flat, solid color. That's a continuous tone image. So photographs, gradients, and blends, it's perfect for that. No support for transparency in a JPEG and no support for animation. So it's perfect for photos that you want to have rich, full-bodied color. The next one is a GIF or GIF. I call it a GIF. It stands for Graphic Interchange Format. It has index color as the color space, so you only have 256 colors to pick from. That's a big difference from 16.7 million, don't you think? It's a good choice for flat areas of color like logos, shapes, solid colors. It's not a good choice for continuous tone, again, because you're only getting 256 possible colors. So it has a small color space. That means it doesn't have very many options for you as far as different colors. It does support transparency and it does support animation. If you remember the early days on the web, when we had things like beating hearts and little men running across the bottom of the page, those are animated GIFs. They're not used much anymore these days, but that's what those are. The third file size we'll get to in a second, but you can see that there are shortcomings of both of these. The JPEG gives you beautiful color, but there's no transparency or animation. GIFs have transparency and animation, but not beautiful full color. So that's where PNG comes in, where it has the best of both worlds. A PNG stands for Portable Network Graphic. It is an RGB color space, so it has a possible 16.7 million colors. It is a good choice for continuous tone images, but you can also use it for flat areas of color, but it's really best for continuous tone. It does support transparency, so if you have masked part of your images in Photoshop, you'll be able to get that nice transparency, and it does support animation. These can tend to be large files, so you have to pay attention to that as you're working with them, but that just gives you a quick overview of the three different types of images that we use to put graphics on the web.